Video assets. We're live, so let's play this thing. Hey, welcome to Technorama. This is the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek. This is a short video intro before we record the audio podcast. So stick with us. You're going to see the whole show unveiled right before your eyes. Real quick introduction.
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Coming to a theater near you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Right.
Which isn't exactly true anymore. So thank you if anybody is joining us and you're not watching the Super Bowl. Wow, we feel special. But we always seem to compete with awards nights, Grammys, Tonys, Emmys, Super Bowl, whatever.
We face our oppressors.
This is the alternative lifestyle.
Right.
Oh, nice picture, Rhea. Let's see. I'm going to run over to the Technorama podcast page and share it now that we are live broadcasting. Where is it?
I don't know. I'm just.
Why doesn't it say live on Facebook? Oh, even the badge doesn't say live.
Looks like the stream was deleted or created.
Yeah, up at the top, we got a red exclamation point. Why does it say that?
I don't know.
It looks like this stream was deleted on Facebook. Try creating a new stream or just remove this destination from the stream, then re-add it.
All right, I'm going to remove it. I'll do it.
You sure? Okay, and then hit go live on that again. All right, welcome to Technical Troubleshooting with Technorama. Wow, that could be the name of our new show. Good thing we thought to inspect it on Facebook. This happens at our church all the time, but we use a different software. It usually gives me a warning. It says, hey, you need to re-authenticate. Okay,
now looks like I've got a green check mark on there now. So
okay, which is good. Let me refresh the page on Facebook. Still not seeing the live. Do we need to hit a go live over there?
See it now.
Okay, there it is. Yay, with the big purple thing in front of our faces. Mike Wazowski.
Yeah. I'm on YouTube.
Did you see that? I was on Facebook.
Right.
Thanks for not watching the Super Bowl with us.
Yeah. That's all right. I have seen a couple of movie teasers and stuff I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, thanks for watching something other than the Super Bowl with us.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Project Hail Mary, and they had a pretty revealing trailer on it, which I was like, they kind of give away a big portion of the story that I know from the book. So
I'll watch the commercials tomorrow on YouTube.
Yeah.
I have no interest in the game. I have no interest in listening to Chris Collinsworth and commentate the game. I have no interest in the halftime show. I heard there's even been rips on the national anthem. I've just been watching news things flash up on my phone and going, that's nice. I think I can justify not watching the NFL tonight.
Excuse me.
Hey, oh, you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just had.
All right. Hey, we got a whole bunch of people. Cool. Thanks for watching with us. All right, we'll get the audio show started like right now. How about that? Everything looks good. We'll just make sure that the sound effects work. We're good. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Technorama episode 797 for February 11th, 2026. It's why your molecules are probably insulted. What, this show? Hey, welcome to Technorama, the show that takes a lighthearted look at tech. Wait, it's on my shirt here. Tech, science, sci-fi, and all things geek.
And you're in the middle.
Me. Yep, I'm in the middle. My name is Chuck Tomasi. I have to look at a shirt. Well, I had to look at the name tag to tell what my name was, but I don't need the name of this guy over here. That's Craig Stepp.
Hey there.
Or if you're watching on the mobile, we're side by side on the mobile too. Oh, lovely. I'll try to stay centered. I tend to wander around in the frame.
Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good. Finally thawed out. Seems like all the snow and ice.
What did you thought about?
Yeah, what I thought about. I looks they finally got warm enough to get rid of a lot of the snow and ice that's been hanging around. So I'm not sliding around. I almost needed ice skates to walk around my house.
Slip sliding away.
Yeah, I also busted my butt one time on that ice. That wasn't fun.
Ow, you all right?
Sort of. Typical, modern problems. I had my phone in my hand.
Yes.
I was holding it like this, and when I went to fall, of course, I was trying to stop myself.
Yes.
My thumb on the ice below me, and it still hurts. And it's been a
Ouch.
couple weeks ago now. So,
I have a nasty proclivity to always fall on my right elbow. Been doing that since I was roller skating as a teenager. Whenever I'd fall, wham, right down on my right elbow. I
yeah.
don't know why, but about 3, 4 years ago, I did that out in the cul-de-sac and I tore open my elbow.
Oh, yeah. Gotta be
That
careful of
was a
that.
mess.
Yeah. So, I'm happy if the ice and snow is gone.
Good. Onward to spring and summer.
Not according to that groundhog rodent thing,
I got a song about him.
do you?
You ain't nothing but a
No,
groundhog.
don't start. Let's go.
Lying all the time. And then the second verse is, they said you could forecast. Well, that was just a lie. Well, you
Yeah.
ain't never saw your shadow. You ain't
Yeah.
no friend of mine. Did I sing that on the last one? Sounds familiar.
Yes, I think so.
I know I sang it at the ukulele fest. There was an 8-year-old who was laughing along, but that was about it.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of the chitter chatter. Let's get into the feedback. We have questions from you or feedback from you.
Yes.
Letters. Oh, we get letters.
Letters.
Every day.
Almost every day.
Mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters. I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh, our video jumped.
Mailman.
Our video jumped.
You can take the pre-show banner.
Oh, yeah.
down.
That's right.
It's at the top on the mobile. Thanks. This is the actual show now. We've been running for a few minutes.
Yeah. Pre-show's over.
Our question of the week last time was, if a digital archaeologist from the year 2126, that'd be in 100 years, if they dug up your primary, quote, junk drawer, whether it's physical or digital, what
Mhm.
would they conclude was the most important yet completely useless relic of our time?
So John Kratzer said a lap link cable,
Oh my gosh, Laplink.
AIX, and AIX 4.2 CD, and an 802.11b adapter.
The
You know what?
USB kind or yeah, go ahead.
Actually, that sounds about like what's in my boxes over here. I got a bunch of crap. Actually, I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, but I still
need
got more to get rid
I'm,
of.
I'm getting close because I'm losing things and I know they're in that collection
Hey,
somewhere.
losing doesn't mean cleaning up and getting rid of.
No, but if I want to find them, I have to go cleaning.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I don't have a lap. I haven't seen a Laplink cable in probably 30 years, Craig.
No, I haven't.
That's crazy.
I think I've actually got a cable for a iOmega zip drive, but I don't have the zip drive anymore. And a
You know what's
disc.
surprising? I watch a lot of retro computer shows where they fix things up, but I've never heard them mention Laplink. That was like a staple. If you wanted to transfer files,
Oh yeah.
before you had like a network connection, if you had your Toshiba laptop and your major
No,
PC,
it was
you
great.
used a serial cable to do that. It was
Yeah.
it was kind of cool. They give you like a little finder window, explorer window, almost like Mozilla, where you drag and drop something over, you select it, you say, now
Yeah.
transfer this.
Yeah. No, that was great. I remember using that several times. People buy a new machine. Hey, how would I get my stuff off of it? I'm like, well,
Here you go at 19.2 cable.
yeah. What was the other one? Norton made a program about that too.
Did they?
Well, they did have Norton Ghost, which would ghost your.
That was that was more for mirroring things, but
Yeah, it was mirroring, and I actually used Ghost for
cloning, I should say.
NetWare.
Yeah.
I used
Okay.
Ghost for, which I don't even think was out for very long, but Ghost for NetWare, and I had um, two hard drive controllers in the server, and I was very careful to pick the right server or the drives,
You
and it would,
think you were.
and it did it. Actually, it was. I
Oh,
was
okay.
surprised. Yeah.
All right. Lone Guys Night says, I would be impressed if they could determine a primary junk drawer or a pattern in the junk for that matter. Well,
Yeah.
AI is going to get much better then.
Maybe you have a label on it. I don't know.
Yeah. And just how are they going to read this media in 100 years?
Oh, we can read media from, a long time ago on obsolete stuff. So surely they can.
As I mentioned before, I watch a lot of retro shows and they go, well, we got this old deck PDP-4 tape, but we have no
Oh
tape
yeah.
reader for it.
What was
Or,
that on Dave's Garage? I don't know if you saw it. There was
oh yeah.
he was using the screen. He was working on the screens from War Games, the Vector. Yep.
Yes.
And he said, well, there's no way to communicate with this anymore. So he had to build a solution to talk to the bus on the projector thing.
Yeah, he used a microcontroller to talk to the raster. There was actually like 3 components in there.
Hmm.
There was the
Yeah.
screen and all of its controllers, and then there was some other controller they had to plug into that. But I was impressed that he got as far as he did just to do that.
Yeah.
It was not pixels, but it was like vector.
Vector. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Because they used that because there was it was clear and you could use it on the screen.
right, because there's
And
no refresh rate
there's no
problem.
refresh rate. It was easy to
Yep.
look at. And even today, to his point, he said even today that it looks very sci-fi. When he's changing the graphics on there and the waveform or the lines move smoothly, it looks great.
Pretty darn impressive that he got it working after 35 plus years.
Yes, yeah.
Bunch of old HP hardware. All right, let's turn over to Discord. Thank you, Marv, for posting this. I had forgot somehow got past my task list on Monday. Don't know what happened, but he jumped in and helped out. He answered first. He said, meme folder, but that is inside my malware collection folder.
No. Oh,
Nice
you can
answer.
keep it.
Humanoid says, they would think funny animal pictures and videos was the center of attention for internet users, along with superheroes, movie clips, and pictures. Yep.
I think they would go, wow, did cats build the internet?
Yes, they did. I could watch cat videos all day.
Yeah.
Sweet Steve says, if my physical junk drawer would be covered in volcanic ashes today, ... they would find USB cords,
Yeah.
USB memory sticks with G-code files, and Allen keys. My digital drawer, ones and zeros, neatly stacked.
Yeah. Neatly stacked.
And then
Good
Mike
luck.
from Minnesota, whose birthday is on the 9th. Happy birthday to him.
Yeah.
I
Happy
believe
birthday.
he was in the birthday list last week, but Discord just came up and said it to me less than an hour ago. Power cables, lots and lots of power cables. You know, they multiply.
Yeah. They also tangle. Well, it's because they tangle themselves. Wink, wink.
The power cord dating ritual. It's like snakes. They get all tangled and then you have lots of more snakes.
That's right.
He says USB cables with every type of connector known to man, funny looking ribbon cables with 3 connectors on them, IDE.
Yeah.
So many, many more types of cables and knickknacks. Yes, I have Tupperware bins full of just one kind of cable. And it's even more fun when you get to be a podcaster because then you get, here's my RCA cables, here's my XLR cables, here's my HDMI cables. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty bad in there.
It is.
And then
Yeah.
you buy a new gadget, it comes with a USB cable. You go, well, I've already got 6 on the counter for charging other things. Let's
Yeah.
put this one in the drawer won't close anymore.
Yeah. It won't close. That's right.
That's the point I've gotten to. Do I really need a 4-inch cable that's only good for charging? No. But I'll
No.
keep it anyway.
Yeah. I've done that. I've got a bunch of them in there.
And it's funny, as many things are going to USB-C, there's still quite a few that have micro on them. I ordered a new gadget, it'll be on Friday, that's
Mhm.
got a micro. I went, "Oh, for the love of heaven, why?"
I don't.
But
It's just too small. I mean, I get it. Why?
well, it's thinner, so you can make your
Sure.
overall electronics thinner.
I mean, I get that, but I never really liked the micro SD cards. They're just too small.
Not the micro SD card, the micro USB connector.
Oh, USB. Oh. Yeah. Why did
I love the micro SD, the TF, the micro SD cards, they're nice. I use those all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Onward and upward. That's it for the feedback. We will have another question for you at the end of the show. What it is, nobody knows.
Oh.
Which means it's history time. Stop. Wrong button. There we go. On this day in history for February 11th, 2026, it is the 42nd day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 323 days remaining in 2026. It was on this date in 1584 that a naval expedition led by Pedro Sarmiento de Gamboa founded Nombre de Jesus, the first two short-lived Spanish settlements in the Strait of Magellan.
Yeah, it
Great
reminds me.
place to build a home.
Hey, when you read that, it reminds me of that guy from Saturday Night Live. You know, I'm talking about the Reverend or the
You mean
priest.
Chico Escuela?
Yeah, yeah,
Baseball
that's
be
it.
very, very good to me.
Yeah. All right. So Jesse Fell burned anthracite on an open gate in an experiment in heating homes with coal on this date in 1808. How did that work out?
Anthracite is a kind of coal, like bitumen, but different. So Jesse
Yeah.
Fell said, hey, why don't we use coal instead of wood?
Yeah.
So he did that on an open grate, by the way. Also,
Actually,
on this
when I read anthracite, I was thinking of that stuff they did on MythBusters where it would burn through a car.
no, that's
That's,
thermite.
Yeah, it's thermite.
Also, on this date in 1826, University College London was founded as University of London. Great name.
Yeah. I didn't go forward for that one.
How much college education did you need to name that?
They just don't inspire imagination. That's all. BBC Television produced the world's first ever science fiction TV programming, an adaptation of a section of the Harpo Capek play RUR that coined the term robot on this date in 1938.
I believe back then it was Robit.
Robot. Yeah, should have put an I in there. Robot.
Also on February 11, 1963, the Beatles recorded their first album, Please Please Me.
How about that? And that same date in 1997, the Space Shuttle Discovery was launched on a mission to service the Hubble Space Telescope.
You will service us.
You can see now.
Give it contact lenses.
Yeah.
It was on this date in 1999 that Pluto crossed Neptune's orbit. Don't cross me again. Ending nearly 20-year period when it was closer to the sun than the gas giant. Pluto is not expected to interact with Neptune's orbit again until 2231. Good thing.
We'll wait for that. And that same date in 2000, Space Shuttle Endeavour was launched on STS-99 to conduct the shuttle radar topography mission.
The good old SRTM. Doesn't spell anything. NASA, you're slipping.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was on this date in 2001 that a Dutch programmer launched the Anna Kournikova virus. Remember that? Oh, good times, good times.
Yeah.
Infecting millions of emails via a trick photo of the tennis star.
Yeah. The trick one, all right. Also today in 2020, the World Health Organization officially names the coronavirus outbreak as COVID-19, with the virus being designated as SARS-CoV-2.
Wait
Good
a minute.
times. Hey, good times, man.
Coronavirus Kournikova. Does it same day? Sound
Ooh.
Suspicious?
Yeah.
Well, cornucopia also rhyme. I feel like making a song out of this now. I got some weird words that rhyme.
All right. Well, we're doing a show, so keep rolling.
On this day in history. Happy birthday goes on this day to Native American French Canadian explorer. Trust me, I looked at this. I think I got most of the hard names on this one.
Yeah.
Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau, born on this date in 1805.
An American physicist, Josiah Willard Gibbs, was born 187 years ago today.
Oh, here we go. Thomas Edison. We were just mentioning this. What's up with February?
Yeah.
Thomas Edison, the American engineer and businessman, developed the light bulb and phonograph, was born 179 years ago today.
And born February 11th, 1864, French chemist Louis Beauvais. Wow. Beauvais.
No, I think you were closer on the first one.
All right, well, there you go.
Very good. Is that a semicolon at the end? No, it's a period. I didn't see I was putting semicolons on the end of my sentences.
Check those new glasses out, huh?
Hungarian-American physicist and academic Leo Szilard. I think he was part of the Manhattan Project, if memory serves. He was born 128 years ago today. Hey, that's 80 hex.
80 hex. Born February 11th, 1917, American author and screenwriter Sidney Sheldon.
American actor and director Burt Reynolds was born in the state in 1936. He's 90.
And the first CEO of Apple Inc., Michael Scott. Michael Scott
Michael
from the
CEO.
office. From the office is 81 today. There you go.
American engineer and astronaut Richard Mastracchio was born on this date in 1960. Happy birthday to all of them, and happy birthday to several of our listeners. February 14th has two birthdays. Douglas E. Welch of the Career Opportunities podcast.
Oh, buddy.
And fellow Friends in Tech member. Wow, remember Friends in Tech?
I do.
Are we still friends? Are we still in tech?
I remember our friends in tech because there's one
I'm
right there. There's his name. There's his
I'm
name.
retired. That means you're not my friend or in tech.
Okay.
Andrew
Fine.
is also on the 14th, Philip on the 15th, and the 17th is Bob Trait of Megapodtastic and Action Figure Junkies. But since there's no Megapodtastic, we have to wonder, whatever happened to Bob Trait? Maybe Joe can tell us. That's the way it was on this day in history for February 11th, 2026. And hey, you know what? If you want to get on, if it's your birthday this week and you're not on the calendar, well, we wish you all the best. We hope you have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Thank you for making another trip around the sun, and let's do it again next year. And before we get there, go over to chuckchat.com/birthday, ding, and get your name on the birthday calendar. We'll be sure to give you a shout out at the appropriate time of year. Even if it's not this week, maybe it was last week. Maybe it's in the middle of August. We're getting there. We've been doing this a while. We know when your birthday is. Well, once you tell us, but you got to tell us. chuckchat.com/birthday. Let's get on with the news.
Good news, everyone!
Hey, you can't do that. That's my only thing.
Sorry,
I'm gonna go back and watch some of the more of the new ones. There's some
that
clips
one makes me
from-
laugh.
So
My only thing.
we all know that children at about the age of 2 or 3 can use their imagination and pretend.
Sure.
If you've ever had a little girl and you play tea party or granddaughter or something, you're pretending there's tea and you drink it. You go, that's good. Could I have some more sugar? But there's no sugar. Sometimes there might be tea if you're generous, but the pretend part is fun. Well, scientists have asked, can apes also pretend? And a study says possibly. A bonobo known as Kanzi sadly recently died in 2024, but they were doing some studies and realized that through some experiments, they would use pretend grapes and some pretend drink and some real drink and some real grapes. And they discovered that more than half the time when they were pretending, Kanzi would go along with it. And they said, this is interesting, but they need more tests, and a lot of these animals are now endangered, so you can't just go grab one out of the wild. But
that hasn't stopped a lot of people.
Yeah, they have seen animals in the wild. Like they'll normally be dragging around a stick, and they'll observe them later pretending to drag around a stick, like dragging around a phantom stick, going, all right. Or mothers with babies. They may have lost the baby, or the baby grew up, or they really wanted to be a mother or whatever, and they're cradling a coconut or something, going, interesting. So there's a possibility. It still needs more research, but there's a possibility that our closest relatives may also possess imagination, which makes you wonder if other large brain mammals like dolphins or orcas or other whales could possibly have imaginations as well.
Or our closest relatives like Uncle Larry. He has imagination.
Not sure how the dolphins would have a tea party, though. That'd be a little get a bit messy. Scientists are unraveling the invisible scaffolding of the universe. So an article from livescience.com.
Hey, careful unraveling that.
You might pull one thread.
Yeah.
It'll come apart. Using the James Webb Space Telescope, astronomers have mapped the largest section of the universe's dark matter yet, deepening our understanding of how this mysterious substance shapes the cosmic landscape. So if you look at it, what they're suggesting is the dark matter you can't, it doesn't interact with light, but it does interact gravitationally with other matter that we can see. And they're saying, wait a minute. We may not have the universe we currently observe without the dark matter because it likely influenced the gravitation of star formation, for example, or
Mhm.
galaxies or whatever, because there's all this other mass out there. And it makes sense when you think about it. Like, oh, if you had a whole bunch of nebulous gas and atoms and stuff flying around and nothing, there wasn't enough mass to start pulling it together, you probably wouldn't have as many stars.
True. Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of cool. Interesting
Mm.
article if you want to go look at episode 797. 800's coming up.
Yeah. 800.
800, which gets us done with the news already. And we're into the hacks and strange stories. All right. We talked about, what was it called? Molt Book last
Yes.
week.
Yes, we did.
Molt Book, the AI agent social network. Well, ahead of the Super Bowl, which is currently going on and probably nearly finishing up by the time we record this right now, I'm not going to announce the winner, but I guess you already know if you're listening later. You probably already know if you're listening now. It's deep into the third quarter, and it's
I'll say it's not over yet.
it's score to something. I mean,
When the game started, it was 0-0.
and one team still has 0. But we're getting on with that. A prankster launched a Super Bowl party for AI agents. Now, unlike Moltbook, humans can, like Moltbook, humans can also observe, but they can also add their bots to the party. And the bots are talking about everything from what's the best food to eat.
Yeah.
They're not bots, they're AI agents, I should say. There's a difference. These are AI agents. They're going, wings. No, not the best food. Too messy. There were also some agents that had misinformation. There
Don't
was some
say. You don't
disagreement
say.
whether an agent kept predicting game-changing plays from DK Metcalf. Metcalf does not play for the Seahawks anymore, another agent pointed out. Well, that's true. The agent then added, he got traded to Tennessee in 2024, which is not. It's like, so they're firing misinformation to counter misinformation, which sounds a lot like the internet to me.
Yeah.
Great party. I know parties like that where people shoot their mouth off with half
Oh, yeah.
facts.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty realistic, but
You don't even need a party for people to do that.
fun exercise. I don't see myself involving it anytime soon.
Hey, by the way, I
Yes.
didn't follow the link, but I saw an article also again about Moltbook.
Yes.
And one of the agents was suggesting they delete humans. I was like, "Whoa, I don't like the sound of that."
Delete the humans.
Yeah, delete the humans. Let's
No,
not
no,
do that.
that sounds like Bender's social network.
I know. That's what I was thinking too.
Kill all humans. Another one from ScienceDaily.com. Scientists have cracked a key mystery behind spider silk legendary strength and flexibility. We've all heard that spider silk.
Peter Parker blazed trails on this.
Comic. I mean, graphic novel.
Yeah.
Okay, we all know that pound for pound, it's stronger than steel. They discovered that tiny molecule interactions act like glue holding silk proteins together as they transform from liquid into incredibly tough fibers. This same process helps create silk that's stronger than steel by weight and tougher than Kevlar.
Wow.
So it didn't really say, so what?
Yeah.
But it did have an interesting tie-in. Later in the article, they say Gregory Holland, an SDSU professor of physical and analytical chemistry who led the U.S. side of the study, said the chemical complexity of the process was unexpected. What surprised us was that silk, something we usually think of as a beautifully simple natural fiber,
Mhm.
actually relies on a very sophisticated molecular trick. The same kinds of interactions we discovered are used in neurotransmitter receptors and hormone signaling. Because of this overlap, the researchers believe The findings may have implications beyond material science. Quote, the way silk proteins undergo phase separation and then form beta sheet rich structures mirrors mechanisms we see in neurodegenerative diseases such as Alzheimer's. Holland
Wow.
said, studying silks gives us a clean, evolutionarily optimized system to understand how phase separation and beta sheet formation can be controlled. So there's a tie-in between spider silk and Alzheimer research.
That's
This
pretty big
is
stretch. I mean, that's amazing that somebody was able to
oh,
make
that
leap.
was you didn't say that. That's a big stretch. Oh,
I was trying to say to see this research and then, make the leap to where this is how Alzheimer's and other brain disorders work. That's pretty amazing.
Yep. Science Daily also has another article for us in the Hacks and Strange Stories. A superfluid that freezes and breaks the rules of physics. So physics have watched a quantum fluid do something once thought almost impossible.
Mhm.
Stop moving. Quantum fluid now. That's the key word.
Hey,
It's not a
it
regular
got pretty
fluid.
cold here. All that ice stopped moving at my house.
In experiments with ultra thin graphene, which
Mhm.
is, graphite molecule, carbon molecules, researchers observed a superfluid, normally defined by its endless frictionless flow, freeze into a strange new state that looks solid, yet still belongs to the quantum world. This long sought phase, known as a super solid, honey, where's my super solid? I just watched that last night. That's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It blends crystal-like order with superfluid behavior and has puzzled scientists for decades. So I read through this. Being quantum related, it can get a little hurdy brain,
Yeah.
but it sounds like they had 2 sheets of this stuff and kind of like transistors, you know how they dope them? They dope the silicon so you can have holes and excess electrons and that kind
Mhm.
of thing. They
Mhm.
have one sheet that has some holes. They have another sheet that has some extra electrons, and they create these things called what is it? Where's the I should have highlighted it. What's a super solid? Da, 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 da. We find electromagnetic fields, excitons, which sounds like something right out of Battlestar Galactica.
Or it sounds like an ad for a TV set in the 1950s. It's got, what'd you say?
50% more excitons than the other TV.
Excitons.
No, well, we had centons, yarons,
Oh, that's Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar
then.
Galactica. Yeah, I thought excitons was in there somewhere.
Eons.
That's 1,000 years, and then anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, how did we get here?
I don't know. Who knows?
Great stuff if you're into quantum physics and want to know more about graphene. So that wraps up our Hacks and Strange Stories. I don't even know if I played the sound effect, but here, just for fun.
Yeah.
If that sounds familiar from about 10 minutes ago, we did. If not, there you go. We filled in the blanks. Do your own audio editing.
Yeah.
Quick shout out to the chat room. We have a few people that chimed in. We got Paul-L2V9N. That might be his password, login and password. I don't know. So Mike Robinson is also hanging out with us. Thank you for everyone else who's been jumping in and out of the chat. And if you want to join us, you can do so 8:30 Eastern time. Even after you change your clocks, we're still here at 8:30 Eastern time. If you don't change your clock, like me, you have to do the math and convert. So I got to start an hour earlier next month. But we're here for you on Facebook and YouTube. If you want to hang out with us, we'd love to see you there. Nothing in the Remember When. So we're just going to jump into the patron section and thank our wonderful people who contribute to keep this show going.
There you go.
People like Alexis Duran, Amber Elstad, Amy Bowen, Avner Braverman, Ben Vaughn, Brad Miller, Brian Brown, Chris Martinez, Chris MC, Dan D. Man Coyer, Dean Jensen, Denise Inglis, Gary Lindros, Jason Pollard, John Clifford, John Noble, Yorga Shrawin, Crazy Joe, Kyle Nishioka, Leon M. might stand for something, Mark Kilfoyle, Mike Wills, Sarah Rose, Saturday Morning Media, Stephen Weshy, Steve Cody, Steve Theory, Steve Webb, Steve London, Sylvain Racico, and Tim Cook. Yeah, all 32 of you. Thank you very much. Who's going to be next?
It could be you.
Could be you, probably not me. So if you want it on there, if you want to be on the list, you want to get that postcard, you want to get possibly that T-shirt. We're looking at some other rewards this year. Greg and I are discussing some stuff offline. Well, actually, we're online, but off
Yeah.
the show, off air. You can go over to chuckchat.com/Patreon. And for as little as $1 a show, be part of this club. For $2, you get a little more. For $5, you get a little more. Not only do you get your name shouted out on the show, but you also get an extra episode of us just kicking back in the green room, talking about things we learned, things we saw, rip on somebody, some people.
Yeah.
Only if they really, really deserve it. And it's an egregious violation of customer service. That's part of this week's topic.
Right. There you go.
Thank you, everybody who donated. Now they're going, wait, I might want to listen to this. Let's get to Pass Me the Remote. The part of our episode where we talk about what we've been watching, what we've been reading, listening to, other stuff. What did we get? I'm going to start with two. One is a recommendation from my dad. It's a Netflix show called Soul on Fire.
Oh,
True
okay.
story of a boy who was burned in a fire when he was 8 years old. He was burned over 100% of his body.
Mm.
Now that you can't have over 100%, but he was burned
Yeah, I was gonna
100%.
say.
100% of his body was burned to first, second, or third degree.
That's terrible. Wow.
Yeah, terrible accident. But through this, it's a wonderful story. I will confess, I was going through Kleenex like crazy on this movie. It was very
Sure.
touchy-feely, mushy stuff, especially if you've got a family.
Yeah.
Whether the parents, the kids, everything.
Hey,
And
I'll tell you something.
Yes.
When my wife was pregnant with our son, and he was maybe right when he was born, every story I saw that involved a child, like a bad situation
Yep.
about a child, it really affected me badly. And because I would
Yep.
always I put myself in that position. And yeah, it was terrible. So I can imagine that this would probably be very similar.
It was he's got two sisters and an older brother, and when he was burned and he's in the hospital, the doctors said he's probably not going to make it because the slightest infection and you're done.
Sure. Yeah.
When you're exposed like that. But he pulled through, and Jack Buck, this takes place in St. Louis.
Mhm.
Jack Buck, the sports announcer, the baseball announcer, because this kid is a
Okay.
big baseball fan. Jack heard this, came to the hospital. He was unconscious the first time, but the kid, he couldn't talk for a while because his vocal cords were burned. But
Mm.
through his recovery, he became closer to Jack Buck. He was kind of like this not guardian angel, but just he was being very nice. And it really was a very heartwarming story. So it's called Soul on Fire, true story. And at the end, they show here's the real John O'Leary. And as I understand it, the St. Louis Cardinals still have a John O'Leary Day. Another one is a retro movie called Miracle, The Boys of 80. This is the Olympic ice skating,
Olympics.
the
Okay.
U.S. skating team. It's not just like the game. And my misunderstanding, which I totally forgot, is we all know the USSR, the Soviets were odds-on favorite. They've been dominating hockey,
Yep.
and the USA team came in and won.
Mhm. I remember that very
wasn't
good.
for the gold. They still had to play Finland for the gold.
Right.
And it was a team about them, their coach, who is now passed on. But out of the 20 teammates, like 16 or 17 of them were still around, and they're, Aruzioni and the goalie Craig, all these guys were lined up, and they went into their backstory about how they went to where they went to college and this rivalry between Minnesota and Boston, and the coach kind of made him the common enemy so that they would bond together stronger.
Oh,
And they said, if you had told us, 45 years later, we'd still be here and bonded by this one experience. It was really, really cool. Uh, so Miracle, The Boys of 80 on Netflix. And as I mentioned, I was watching Plex last night and I watched The Incredibles. Still a good
Oh
movie.
yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
I'm not really deviating much. I think I mentioned this before that I was watching the Rockford Files,
Yes.
and I still am. So I'm moving through that, and still watching the show Doc Martin, which I'm enjoying. Is a very much a awkward fish out of water. Not really out of water. He grew up in the town, but he's just an awkward fish, around everybody and trying to find his. I don't know if he's really trying to find his niche, but he just fits in with this weird cast of characters in the show. I really like it. It reminds me of Northern Exposure,
Okay.
in that sense. But so yeah, that's what I'm watching. That's nothing really exciting this week, but there you go.
Yeah, nor I. I mean, I'm watching, but not as much as I was in the previous weeks. We're trying to get ready for the Star Trek cruise, which is pulling our attention, and some other trips that we got further down the road.
Yeah.
Lots of details about travel in March, travel in July, blah blah blah. In fact, Donna just told me she maxed out her credit card. We have $38 of credit left.
38.
38.
You can't even get a tank of gas.
This is this is a high limit credit card, but we bought a lot of trips and travel on this one.
Yeah.
But hey, more airline points for us. Couple of things in the Geek Library. The underground internet of the 1980s. I know, Craig and I go back to the old dial-up BBS days. This is a fun document, not a full-on long documentary about BBSs, and it misses. I will say it had some gaps in it, but it
Okay.
gives you a flavor of how we went from dial-up to the internet and why. And there is still a dial-up internet out there. They're actually pretty popular in Taiwan still. So
Dial up BBSs or internet?
dial-up BBSs in Taiwan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right.
Yeah, pretty cool. I was just talking to my friend Scott Reynolds yesterday about BBSs, and I said, my modern equivalent to this is Discord today. You've got your community of interest rather than a local, only the people in your dial-up area, but you've got that community of interest. So when you join a Discord server, it's very much that BBS feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's my interpretation.
And I miss the BBS days. We had a good time with the ones in my area. And a little larger than BBS's, but I remember my friend was telling me that he had got a CompuServe account, I think it was, and he was calling into it. And he assured his roommate there was no long distance charges, but you had to call across to Charlotte, which was long distance at that time. He just he thought because he was on the computer there was no long distance. I was like,
till you get the phone bill.
Yeah, and it was a pretty substantial phone bill.
Interstate call.
I don't remember the actual amount on that bill, but I just remember when he mentioned it, I was gasping. It was hundreds of dollars. It was ridiculous.
Long distance calls in the 80s. That's what prompted things like FidoNet to be born. So you could call at off-peak times and exchange information and build a network among these smaller communities. What was the other thing I was going to say? Did you with the BBSs that you used to call into? Maybe this is our question of the week. I don't know. The BBSs that you used to call into, did you type live or did you pre-type? Did you read, download the messages, read them offline, compose your replies offline to minimize the call interaction time?
No, I don't remember it.
Or did you type them live? You were tying up the line as you were learning.
Yeah, pretty much,
type, so to speak.
And in my defense, actually, I paid for a second phone line in our house just so I could use my computer on it without inconveniencing other people. So
somebody picks up the phone while you're on the modem.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that happened several times, and I was like, no, and I had a little part-time job, and I was like, no, I'm getting a phone line. How much is it? 12 or whatever it was a month. I was like, I'll pay it. So
In my case, I installed a second phone line to run the BBS, and that
Yes.
soon became 5 lines to run the BBS.
Yeah, that was the downside of the BBS is it takes money to run it.
Yes,
You
and
know?
we had membership fees, so we had, like, a tiered thing for
Mhm.
$5 a month. You'd get access to the 2nd, 3rd, 4th line.
Mhm.
For what was it, $10, you got command line access or something. So I was giving away tiered access, not reporting any of it, of course, but it did help offset the costs of the phone bills, and that was all it was used for.
Right. Yeah. Because you need just like my ISP when I first started it, I had to have a ton of little phone lines popping in until I got my T1 and was able to split it out. ISDN
Ah,
lines.
I
Oh,
yes.
so I wanted to call this out because I enjoyed this. It's not really tech, and it's not really, I don't know. I could go the remember when.
Nostalgia.
Nostalgia. So, from the show WKRP, for those of you who remember, it was a radio station in Cincinnati on TV. It was a TV show about it, and it's a comedy. There wasn't really a WKRP, I don't think, but so they had Johnny Fever and Venus Flytrap. Johnny Fever, I think, was the morning guy, and Johnny Fever was the drive time DJ. And somebody, this guy that runs this website, has put together a 3-hour block with music and all of the things that Johnny Fever, for example, said on the show that would have gone on air. They would talk on the microphone on the show like they were going on air. He edited all that stuff in there. So you can listen to it, and
Oh,
it's like listening to a time
little
slot
radio.
on a
Yeah.
radio station. And the same thing uh Venus Flytrap in the afternoon, and he had a little slightly different music, and he had all the things that he would have said on air cut into it. And it
Did they
was
put in the music as well?
yeah, at the very beginning they put the WKRP music
Oh, okay.
and
So it's not like
and
Doobie Brothers. Johnny would go into a Doobie Brothers song. They
right.
couldn't play the whole thing on the air. I thought somebody had a
Mhm.
playlist that had all those songs as well.
Yeah, and there yes, exactly. So the other thing was Les Nessman, who was the news guy on the show. The reports that he said, they actually edited those in too. So it had news segments in these 3-hour blocks,
Hmm.
just like you would listen on the radio. But I'm sorry, what you were asking about
Music
what you just
playlist.
the music playlist. Yeah, I think this was one of the issues was with this show, if I'm not mistaken, that it never came out on DVD for a long time because they
Right.
were trying to get all the music rights.
Yep. Yep.
You know, they had certain rights, but they couldn't put them on DVD or Blu-ray, and I'm not even sure about streaming. So, yeah, that was an issue because of all that music. So, anyway, you can go check this out. It's a lot of fun. It's about 6 hours because there's 3-hour blocks for each one of the DJs. But it was fun to listen to.
Well, thanks for including that.
Yeah.
Our question of the week for you this week is, if you were one of the 4 astronauts on Artemis 2, looking back at Earth from the far side of the moon, how would you look back at Earth from the far side of the
As
moon?
you're crossing into it, just don't
Oh.
just go with
What
the
is
question.
one thing from home you'd realize you completely forgot to pack?
My hair dryer.
I'd say, look, the Earth is flat.
Oh, I forgot toothpaste.
Ugh, forgot toilet paper.
Toilet paper.
Sure, they have a very complete checklist for the astronauts.
Yeah.
And they
Oh,
check,
look, I forgot
check.
my deodorant.
Got my saline solution for my contacts. That'd be funny. You're in space in microgravity, and the drop comes out and doesn't go anywhere.
You have to kind of
Drifts away. You got to chase it
attack it.
around with your eyeball. That would suck, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would suck.
Things they didn't tell you about being an astronaut. Bring your glasses.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You probably have to have 20/20 vision to be an astronaut in the first place.
Maybe.
Oops. My fault.
Yep, your fault.
Okay, Patreon topics this week. We're not going to get into those. You got to listen to the Patreon show. You got to be a Patreon member to hear those. But that brings us to the end of the show. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you for hanging out on the video the chat room, wherever you are, whenever you are. We appreciate it. Thank you to all our patrons for their contributions. And if you want to get in touch with us, 707-530-2428. Rewind so you can write that down or type it into your phone.
Or
707
pause the video now. Yeah.
Technorama@chuckchat.com is an email address you can use to reach both of us at the same time. It's pretty cool in case you don't want to call. If you've got comments, we want to hear from you. Till next time, thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you, Craig, for the articles. And
My pleasure.
all the best. Everybody talk to you in a week. Till then, give me a binary high five.
All right. 101, everybody. Thank you for watching, listening, or whatever you're doing.
Audio program concluded. And we're
Right.
going to finish up the video live stream. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. We'll be back same time next week, 8:30 Eastern. If everything goes right, we'll be right here waiting for you. Till then, take care. Stay safe. Have a great time. Bye.